Ahoy, ahoy! Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV. So let's move into Mordsuk, eh? You may notice that I'm somehow level 70 again, that I'm on Exodus server. And there was another recording mishap, and, well, let's just say that it was most unpleasant. I went through 58 minutes of recording, and I felt like I really did a bang-up job in the commentary, and the share button screwed me over. My PS4 or my PS4 controller, one or the other, lagged out as I pressed share, and it brought up the share menu, counted it as I pressed share twice, immediately sent the share menu away, so I didn't get to save the video clip. And instead of resuming recording, if you're not done with the total time, it just dumps the video clip, as if you'd never been recording anything at all. So, more PS4 quirks in the works. Kind of went through the dialogue a little fast, but we had to come here to get approval to be in Mordsuk by the Kobold, or Mord. That's a Kobold. Ching.
Master Gengen, this is the friend of the Exarch I was telling you about.
Very good, very good. Though friend or no, all are welcome in Mordsuk.
They upped the budget. They're giving NPCs voice action now.
Souk is Mordish for city. As things stand, this souk boasts the largest and busiest marketplace in all Armorang. You'll find ore from the mines here, of course, but all manner of other things too. Many of them rare. As I told you before, not many visit Armorang by choice, but Mordsuk's a different story. Merchants come from miles around to purchase the relics the Mord dig up.
Guess that makes sense.
Aye, that they do. For Mords do not dismiss the spoils of the earth. We clean them and polish them and reveal to the world their true value. That is why they come here, come from far away, come with much money. And so our souk is always busy, busy, busy. No such thing as a thing no one needs.
You say that every time, Master Gengen. Some sort of family motto, wasn't it? Or perhaps a Mord philosophy, for which we should all be very grateful. Would that everyone was so willing to take in refugees regardless of race or creed. Now then, if you intend to spend any time here, you'll want to gain the trust of the locals. And there's a little custom all newcomers are expected to observe.
The cracking of the coin purse. You buy one thing from the market. Price can be low or high, just as long as you buy.
As the good Mord says. In fact, the Exarch sent a little something to cover this very expense. A Verbert gold piece, no less. The first I've held in years.
Verbert gold? Real Verbert gold?
Man, people are bananas for Verbert
Newcomer,
gold.
crack your coin purse with me.
Giggity?
Oh no, you want my goods, newcomer. I have jars and pots all smooth and shiny.
That one sounds like Thancred.
Come and look.
You buy, you buy.
Enough of that! Calm, I say! This one must still journey through the barrens. Nothing bulky, nothing heavy, no pots. Nothing better for the road than a full belly. Spend that piece at Ronron's place, yes? Eat for 3 before you leave.
I swear, that voice actor is voiced someone else. And they're just slightly altering their voice just to be the Mord Elder. Yeah, it's like a chaotic good version of Ul'dah rather than a lawful evil one. Although that's nothing to say what the city was like before the flood hit it. Alright, Ron, looks like I got some meat there for me. Looks like it's pita bread. Mush loaf, huh? Middle is stuffed with bittersweet cactus fruits. Moist inside. Okay. Those look kind of like shrimp from a distance, but... Nope, they're big ol' roly-polies. Slimy yet satisfying? Can we eat the vendor? Aww. Over here we got frogs on sticks. Honestly not very appetizing. I've never been crazy. I've never liked the idea of eating frogs. I hear frog legs are good, but I've never tried them. What I've got in my eye is this meat. It's like a marbled coral steak or something. But it's his ever-burning bounty, made with the best parts of the lizard, cured with special spicy spices. Some find the meat challenging, but it'll warm you up on chilly desert nights. Well, the default option is mush loaf, but we're gonna go with the ever-burning bounty because Clyde needs to keep his strength up. Even alternate Clyde Jr., whose his skin is technically the wrong shade. Ten sides? Is that slices or? He looks like he's in pain looking at it. You're gonna cook it first, right, Clyde? I don't think he cooked it first. There were no cooking noises. Just ate that shit raw. Oh. Every last mouthful. No sharing. You need your strength, boy. Oh man, if only it were that easy to get the legend title. I could overeat to get the legend title. I've actually been overeating a lot this year. Probably has something to do with losing my mom, but... oh well. Maybe I'm just getting old and fat. That's a very real possibility too. Great relish, you say? Seems legit. Oh, so you've tried them before. Oh, you've got to do some business? I can help you with your business. Last minute haggling, huh? So what you want to do is you want to go into your key items and use the market receipt. We need to get a table cactus from Thonton, iron ore from Tholtol, and a Batharang antiques from Mill Mill, but they're to be collected from Mull Mull. So they're all on the... instead of trying to talk to and haggle with every single Mord, they're just all on the northern side of the arena. And you can usually denote them by the larger shinies near them. The game seems to like to do that in Shadowbringers for some reason. But it could just be my eyes playing tricks on me. And the last guy's like sort of northeastish towards the door that we came in through, or the archway we came through, I mean. And he's actually going to ask us what kind of ore it was. So remember, it was iron ore. Swing. I don't remember if I said it last video or not, but I like riding the mechanical mounts while we're in the first because it sort of breaks the idea that we're special being here with our whole body. If we like get our chocobo or our other fleshy mounts. I can believe that Feo could bring back you know, inanimate mounts, you know, that are just machines or just items, you know, that belong to us. Because she can bring us, you know, items from our retainers and crap. But I can't honestly say that it makes sense lore-wise for her to be able to bring us our chocobo or our any other living thing, because that took a feat of crazy magical power by the Crystal Exarch. And he got it wrong, you know, how many times? Let's see. Thancred, Y'shtola, Urianger, Alphinaud, Alisaie. Yeah, 5 times. He got it wrong 5 times. So if he could have just been making pacts with fairies, you know, why didn't you do that? But, anywho. Oh, it's a nice strawberry blonde lady. Her hair looks kind of strawberry blonde in this lighting. The sandstones all around it. Maybe she's just blonde and I'm just not too good at optical illusions. You do? Oh, Alisaie's been talking about me. How about that? Or talking about Clyde anyway. Works for me. I'd rather be escorted by a hot blonde anyway. I like Tesseline's hairstyle a lot. I think that too many Midlander players give their Midlanders like the worst end of the hairstyle spectrums, and it really doesn't do them any favors. That's just my opinion. Maybe I have too high a standard of beauty for the female characters, but I just don't think very many people, like so many people play them, and so many people are just really bad at making good-looking ladies. And what's funny is I thought it was, you know, I thought it was guys, just like a guy thing, you know, guys having odd tastes in how ladies look. Oh, that's an A-rank hunt. Stay away from that. Mention the wildlife as an A-rank hunt, just sort of tenderly, like, with an aggro distance. How much what? Well, maybe we'll get to embarrass Alisaie when we get there. But don't aggro that, because it'll kill you. Maybe not in a single hit, especially not on a tank, but... Ay, ay, ay. Just one wolf? Yeah, I can take just one wolf. Damn mole. It happened in the recording that I fucked up, too. Also, I bought skips for this character because he was still back in like a Realm Reborn quest. On the last time I had where I actually lost footage. I haven't lost footage since then. I've done a good job in not losing my footage despite the finicky nature of recording on PS4. I've lost audio a couple times, and for that I apologize. But replacing footage in this MMO where the only way to redo something, you know, while it's current, is to make another character and go all the way through the game again. You know, it's kind of crazy. But I legitimately spent $50 just to do this re-recording. I considered trying to blitz through the story, skip all the cutscenes, So I figured I could probably do that in about 20 hours. Go from a Realm Reborn to Shadowbringers. But I couldn't be sure of that. And it would also take like all of my free time. I wouldn't be recording, I wouldn't be working on my main character. It would be like go to work, hang out with my girlfriend, you know, work on stuff I've done, you know, 8 times before. And then eventually, probably by November, be able to like record again. I don't want to wait that long. As much as this is a Let's Play, this is also me completely, fully enjoying the game again, so. Also, what do you think of the new overworld battle theme they got going for Shadowbringers? It's got a lot of guitar in it. I didn't know what to think of it when I first listened to it. And honestly, I kind of prefer the older expansion world map fighting music. I think Heavensward is still my favorite, but Stormbloods was pretty good. And I guess the default music in A Realm Reborn is okay. They all sound like battle music. Sorry if I went through her dialogue really fast. I'm out of patience because, well, I should have been asleep about an hour ago. And but I was rolling around. I couldn't stand the fact that this recording was fucked up and I hadn't done anything, so I was expecting I was going to have to work on this character for a while longer this morning, and I was going to be content with just getting into the Shadowbringer areas. But then the storyline skip also skipped the Crystal Tower 24-man raids, which became mandatory, so I kind of... That took me by surprise. I wasn't expecting that. So since I didn't have to do that extra work, I just basically spent some time making his glams look like Clyde's Dark Knight, like real Clyde's Dark Knight, and I got to business here with the recording, so I don't have to miss too much. I can think of a few ways you could repay the favor. Smoochy, smoochy. No, that might make Alisaie jealous. But again, Clyde's an oblivious blockhead. I don't think the Warrior Elite really does romance. Although tons of people want him to. Home for the afflicted. Huh. Is the illness contagious? Well, not as far as we know. I don't think I've met anyone besides Alisaie who is so unfamiliar with our situation here. Most folk grown up knowing someone who knew someone. I might leave out something obvious, so it may be best to have Alisaie give you the full explanation. Well, okay. Where's she at? Following in her footprints, huh? It's almost like in her footsteps, but the quest is being literal. Okay. Sounds like a good plan. Sounds like a deal. Let's get this Aetheryte first. It's really close to the Mordsuk one. I kind of wonder about that choice. The design philosophy choice. Why did they do that? Why did they put 2 Aetherites like so close together on the same side of the map? You understand having a second Aetherite on that western half of the map, because we can't access that yet. We won't be able to access that until about level 77. So, this is sort of the Sea of Clouds of Shadowbringers or the, you know, fringes or peaks. You know, just like with the last 2 expansions, they fell in love with reusing the same zone, you know, 2 or 3 times for different storyline portions. So you could get acquainted with how the zone looks and its music. It's wonderful, wonderful music. And then, okay, tiny footprints, huh? Must not be a lot of wind here. I guess that makes sense. If most of the world is, you know, drowned in light or whatever, then the, you know, the upper atmosphere and all of the, like the rain cycle and stuff is probably completely fucked. Look, man, I don't got time for this. It almost looks like you could like ride down there, but no, it leads to a chasm. I wonder if the chasm was there before the flood. It's like a sparse amount of grass in the sand. Strange.
Back here!
Not worried about the fall damage?
Is that... It can't be.
Well, it is. Talk about fall damage. Impressive. Like a white gargoyle. You could be mean to her if you want. You can be like,
Just a lesser sin eater. Nothing to write home about.
Well, I mean, you didn't take any fall damage. I think that's something to write home about.
I knew you'd turn up sooner or later, but I had been hoping for sooner.
Apparently, Alisaie is not weak to gravity, but Clyde is. Why do we gotta start with her thighs?
How are you?
Perverted, apparently. Which, I mean, I am actually perverse, but even I have my limits.
We've fought them to a standstill, then. The Exarch did say that the Empire seemed to have drawn back when he last looked in on the source. But without knowing for sure how fast time was passing there, I couldn't help worrying that a lot might have happened since then. I'm heartily relieved to hear that it hasn't, just as Alphino must have been. As you can imagine, both he and Urianger were desperate to hear the news from home when I arrived. I haven't actually seen Thancred and Y'shtola yet, but they will have heard all the latest developments from the Exarch by now, or should have at least.
I thought they were...
When I think of how frantic Tataru and the others must be, I want nothing more than to rush back and reassure them. But we still haven't found a way to reverse the summoning. And even if we had, we couldn't just ignore Urianger's vision. He may use 10 words where 1 would suffice, and they may often obscure as much as they reveal. But on this matter, he was as clear as day. I do not doubt for one moment that he saw what he claims. Nor how difficult it must have been to speak about them. The 8th Umbral Calamity and your death aren't exactly topics for idle conversation. As much as I might want to go home, I don't want to go home to that. We can't allow the rejoining to happen, which means we have to save the first from the Sin Eaters. That great wall of white is a remnant of the flood. 100 years ago, the balance in the first tipped decisively in favor of light. From that moment, it rose and swelled with each passing day, and then, without warning, it burst forth like water from a broken dam. A colossal wave of pure light, drowning everything in its wake. Only Norvrant was spared. For the most part, living things are composed of ether of various different aspects. But when exposed to such a flood, their etheric harmony is shattered, and their natural form breaks down. Then they either perish, or are warped into mindless abominations. Yes, that's how the Sin Eaters came to be. They were once living creatures, or people, that were caught in the path of the flood.
Sounds like Void Scent.
Once the change is wrought, there is no going back. In that instant, they are gripped by an insatiable appetite for ether, and will happily gorge themselves on any living thing within reach.
Sounds exactly like Void Scent.
But even that is not the worst of it. The stronger Sin Eaters can plant light in us, like seeds in soil, corrupting our ether and triggering the birth of new monstrosities.
Oh,
They
shit.
are creatures of base instinct that exist only to feed and to multiply. They feel no pity, know no remorse, and are utterly deaf to reason, which is why they must be destroyed. Every last one of them.
Okay, Dimitri.
The infirmary is full of the Sin Eaters' victims, left here to spend their final hours waiting for the change to overtake them.
We got like the slightly romantic music, but that was like... that should have been... They should have used a somber track for that, because that's some, you know, messed up shit. Very well. Good hunting indeed. Goodwill hunting? No, I don't think so. Not even close. It's not your fault. Of course, when I don't have the time for this, get aggroed by everything in the universe. See, on Real Clyde, I did this on Red Mage, so I killed everything a lot faster. And while I could have bought a Red Mage skip, I wasn't going to spend another $25. And in case I have any more recording toolbars, I want to be able to, you know, quickly advance the story and do dungeon views fucking fast and run my dungeons quickly and be thematically appropriate for the expansion to some degree. Lord help me if I screw up any of the recordings when I get to the role quests. Wasn't entirely my fault, but I mean, it's my LP, so I gotta at least bear the responsibility of making it right. I could just use the in-room, obviously, but that would leave out all the in-between bits, and we wouldn't get to see much of Amarang if I did that. So, I mean, we saw a little bit last video, but I could always come back here to show it to you, but those both gargoyles? That's a shame. Last time, one of them was a dire mite. But maybe I'm thinking of a future part in the quest line here. I kicked some ass, took some names. Ah, she compares them to Voidson too. That seems like a good idea. Yes, let's report to Tesleen. Tesleen's kind of a pretty name. It's like Tesla, but more feminine. She's told me a little bit. You have no idea how badly Alisaie has missed your company. Everything is always, if Clyde were here, he would. That's an exaggeration, and I don't sound like that either. I was simply trying to view matters from another perspective, and I respect Clyde's methods. Alisaie is embarrassed. Very well. Panel, Todden, and Halric, huh? Alright, well, let's start with Pawneel, I suppose. Well, they don't give us a choice. Guess we're wiping sand off his butt or something. Looks like a Highlander man. Todden's got white eyes, it looks like. Got this little boy. It's Halric, huh? Very well, very well. Utterly still, huh? Texture of his skin is hardened into something akin to plaster. How did I feel that through my gauntlets? You bet it. They seemed kind of fine, a little sullen. Nectarine, huh? Aren't nectarines sort of like giant peaches or some sort of peach-related thing? Alright, we will teleport there. More Zook. Clyde Jr. doesn't have any Aetheryte tickets because I haven't done any hunts on Clyde Jr. That's okay though. Wouldn't have used one anyway. Not for 100th guild. Gotta make the most of those things after all. This guy sells nectarines? All I got from him was some spicy lizard meat. Peaches and grapes too, huh? How long does that stuff keep? Oh, gonna give me a nectarine for free. Very well. Gods, I've never seen a moored merchant give away something for nothing before. How much coin did you spend here? Honeyed worms, eh? Alisaie. Oh, okay. Offering, huh? I guess you've got your reasons. Best wrigglers for you, huh? Oh, very top of the tower, eh? She wants to show us the flood from the top of that tower. You've sort of been eyeing the flood and the way it's like frozen there and shining still. Glazed wrigglers. He said just this once, and she's like, never fails, so she's done it more than once. And now we get somber music.
Look, over there, where the wall is broken. Do you see what lies beyond?
Looks like the burn, except maybe a little worse.
That's what the land became after the light flooded in. An empty white nothingness.
Kind of like the moon?
Life cannot exist in such conditions. The primordial light would wreak havoc on the body's etheric balance. That nectarine you bought, it's Halric's favorite fruit.
Is that what a nectarine really looks like?
Most of the patients, Halric included, survived the attacks of powerful eaters. But their fate was sealed all the same. The monster's corruption has entered their bodies, and their very essence is being subsumed by light. The twisted state of the world itself just makes matters worse. Under normal circumstances, a person's ether naturally tends to equilibrium. But for these poor souls, the opposite is true. Sooner or later, every single one of them will turn.
So that's why you saved the somber music for this scene.
Tesleen and the patients, they all know this. They know what has to be done before the change goes too far, before the eater within takes over. The preferred method is mixing poison into their favorite food. In my time here, I've borne witness to a lot of last meals.
I guess they'd have to mix mine into mashed potatoes. For Clyde, though...
I feel just as helpless as before. No matter how hard I fight, it's never enough. But it's a war I mean to wage, nonetheless. Speaking of wars, do you remember how I made you promise not to leave me and then promptly collapsed? Well, let's just say I had a few choice words for the Exarch concerning the timing of his summons. But even if the fault lay with someone else, I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd abandon you on the battlefield. So I swore that I'd make up for my absence there by making a difference here.
Doing what you can.
And that's what keeps me moving forward, even when things seem hopeless.
Doing what you can with what you got.
On which note, it's time we headed back. The longer we keep Tesleen waiting, the harder this will be for her.
I could have stood to add a little bit of orange, like an orange stripe into that, but that is more or less what a nectarine looks like. I googled it while Alisaie was talking. Not that I don't like Alisaie, I love Alisaie actually. She's my favorite scion. I do not possess the irrational hatred for her that most of the player base seems to have for some reason. Which might surprise some people, because I talk mad shit about Y'shtola a lot, so people don't think I like some of the female cast sometimes. It's like, not true. I like most of them. Oh, I teleported to the same place. Whoopsie. I better get all that I got in the last recording into this recording. I swear to God. We've got like 19 minutes or 20 minutes or something like that on the recording. We're almost done with this wing of stuff. As far as main story goes, so. It goes pretty quick. Sure did. Here's your peach. Or your peach-like thing, anyway. I wonder what the difference is. I'm not too fond of actual peaches. Nice stew, you say? Clyde's full of lizard meat, I'll have you know, but maybe all this moving around and killing stuff made him hungry again. Hard to tell how much time is passing when it's always daytime.
Speak up if you'd like another helping. I made a little bit more than usual today.
Oh, they gave Tessalene voice acting too.
And you've added something special to the broth, if I'm not mistaken.
Aye, well, it's not often we have visitors from the Crystarium, so I may have thrown in a few extra bits and bobs.
Bits and bobs, huh? I'll have another bowl then. Because Clyde's a fatty.
That's what I like to hear. Give me a moment to warm up the pot.
He ate that entire lizard roast.
In a place like this, you learn to take what moments of happiness you can get. I remember when I first came here with my mother. She was showing the early signs.
Oh, man.
I knew there was no way to save her, but I just couldn't face what needed to be done. That's the way of it for most people. Why they travel for moms to stay here. Beaten, broken souls come to wait out the inevitable, to receive the mercy of a painless death. When my mother finally left this world, I was mad with grief, but also thankful that her passing was a peaceful one. It's never easy, ending a life you've cared for, even when you believe they go on to a better place. I often find myself wishing the Warrior of Darkness would come and do that part for me.
The Warrior of Darkness?
You've never heard the tale? I'm not sure where it began, but every child in Norvrent could tell you a version of it. Warrior of Darkness, servant of death, take care of our souls at our dying breath. Let sinners and eaters of sin go with thee, that all may return to the sunless sea. Well, that's the version I was taught anyway. It's just an old bedtime story. He's certainly never deigned to visit us here.
Which is a good thing, surely. He sounds rather ominous.
Do you think so? I always liked the idea that he treated every soul the same, even the Sin Eaters.
Intriguing. What are they looking up?
They're coming.
Uh-oh.
Desleen! Have you seen Halric? I swear, I only took my eyes off him for a moment.
Dun, dun, dun. Here to the south, huh? Very well. I kind of wonder why they put so many monsters on the overworld right here. Like, there's so many. No Halric. Go further west. Very well. Those lizards, by the way, are from Final Fantasy XI. Their lizard design. But I think they've been in the game before, haven't they? It's hard for me to remember exactly where certain monsters started to be reused from the first Final Fantasy Online. Suddenly under attack. Whoa, okay, there's the dynamite. I knew there was dynamite in here somewhere. But it's not just any dynamite. It's a Forgiven Folly. It's a Sin Eater dynamite. Whoa. I spoiled the fact that there was a Sin Eater dynamite. I'm sorry. But not that sorry. But it does make me think that, I guess if a creature is strong enough that when it undergoes the change, it retains its normal shape. So maybe it's only people that are turning into Sin Eaters or something. Or like the winged gargoyles ones, I don't know. I wouldn't think they'd have any normal gargoyles to turn into Sin Eaters, since normal gargoyles are void scent. I wonder what would happen if a void scent got stabbed or bitten or whatever by a Sin Eater and...
Any sign of him? No luck then. But he surely can't have gone far.
Doesn't this music crop up first, the first time we saw Emmett Silk?
We should keep looking. The Sin Eaters are out in force, and if we don't find him soon, you can be sure they will.
Oh, it's a big angel-looking one. With huge tits. Looks like a Karibu.
Did you see the size of that thing? It must be one of the nasty ones. Wherever it's going, it can only mean trouble. After it!
That is going to happen, yeah.
There it is!
Uh-oh.
Is that... Oh no!
Well, he was gonna die anyway. We were gonna poison him.
Halric!
Oh, Tesleen. She's got a strong sword arm.
We have to run!
Oh. She should have just taken...
Tesleen!
No!
Oh, goodness.
We all deserve happiness, wherever we can find it. The time left to you is precious. No one should die in pain. Mother, I...
Man. Surprised she didn't die from being stabbed through the heart. Oh. Oh. Last of her humanity is like she can still talk, like she's still aware of who she is. Man. That was brutal. And Haldrick doesn't respond at all. Can't do it, so Clyde's going to. Very well. Kasana. Well. As much as you try with hospice care, you can't alleviate all suffering. Now Alisaie is not talking. You'd like want to go with them? I guess it would make sense if he's more Soul Eater now than Ra, so. I've spoken with the carriers. destination in mind and a purpose, huh? This damned light, building without cease, is the reason we can't save those corrupted by the Eaters. But what if we corrected the balance, even if it were only little by little, even if it took years, it would surely make things better. Now hold on there, everyone knows there's too much light, but how could you ever hope to get rid of it? You'd have to change the whole world. That's right. To the Crystarium, eh? Sounds like a plan. We've got just a few minutes left, so maybe we'll get up there, maybe we won't. We'll see. Teleport up to more to it to make it a little bit faster. And this was the point last night where the recording actually got foobarred because I was just gonna stop. And I thought, well, there's only a couple more minutes, but I can press share and record video clip, and I pressed share and nothing happened. And I waited, and nothing happened. And I waited, and nothing happened. And the menu came up and went away. And it was infuriating. It was insanely infuriating. I suppose I've gone on over long about that, but how can I not? How could I not? I like the music in Amarang, so let's try not to aggro anything. We're probably gonna aggro something. Oh god, stupid fates. Don't you aggro me, you son of a bitch. That's fine, Alisaie. Steel. Oh, Cassard recognizes her. Swiftest Amaro, huh? Seems legit. I hope we don't get locked into a cutscene. I'd hate to have to... clip it right here, but then again... Okay, now we can stop. How about I just... I don't know, go look at the Crystarium a little bit better. Kind of realized I didn't look at, you know, like, really, I didn't really show it off, you know, I just sort of walked around it. You don't get to see its majesty. It's really a beautiful city zone. It's my favorite city zone in the game, currently. I just came in and knocked all the others away. Anywho, thanks for watching. Just enjoy this scenery while the video ends. And maybe I'll clip some of this off, and maybe I won't. So long as I don't lose the footage. It's pretty elves and dancer. Lots of pretty things in the Crystarium.